anything.
We now bring you into AJ versus Pinon, starting on square squared. How much of a base do people typically get on this map, Shaz?
Certainly not much, especially compared to other maps, but already you can see that. Yes.
I think that play, see, you just got done talking about clips, and I think this one right here is an excellent example of why you don't get bases on a square squared.
Exactly, you can just so easily reach around your opponent's base. And yeah. So now AJ is gonna just try to get their big cards off early. They don't have any great cards to push, and there no longer really is any amount of turf to deny. And gonna lose that clash by quite the margin with that 12 against 17. And that Dynamo gonna get the special. I can't really tell who is better currently. Square Square is a very difficult map to analyze.
Yeah,
On the
eventually
opening
you
stage.
just, by the time you're 2 or 3 turns in, you always wind up in a situation like this where both players can play anywhere, and you just wind up having to, I think, like, reading your opponent determines successfully or unsuccessfully determines more about your odds of success on this map than anything.
I'm not too sure about that. Because if you read your opponent, you have to be able to answer the question, is it good for me or is it good for my opponent? Which I think that's the true skill that you need to learn to be good on this map. And that's why I'm not good on this map.
I'm not either.
Yeah, this at first it was Lake France, then Thunderpoint, but this now takes to me the award of most complicated map to play in the game.
Yeah.
Also, we are once again seeing AJ with Dapple Jullies, which I really don't like Dapple Jullies. What do you think about it?
I mean, I think it's like, oh, there's a lot of those weird little mid-size cards. Like, it's a bit too big to really count as a small card. It's not a good shape for piercing or trying to wall or deny, or it's like it looks like the best use of it for me would, in my opinion, would be as part of a base combo of some sort. But at the same time, it's just weird.
Yeah, and it's being used in a base combo. And one trend we have seen clearly over the course of this game's existence is combo pieces getting bigger. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
And the reason is, first, if your combo pieces are smaller, then you need more to get as many points. Not special points, but regular points.
Yeah. And there goes the turn, whatever turn this is, 7 or 8. He finally draws the Boros.
Yep. And you can see that if you're the archetype, like if you play smaller cards, the archetype you want, or at least the archetype that people think you want and people are playing and people are being successful with, are cards that really just fit anywhere. And just overall, I think the pieces are just nicer for Pinon. And that's why, despite not having done anything wrong, I feel like Pinon has maybe a bit more specials than their opponent AJ. And maybe I'm just biased against against Dapple Jullies.
Maybe. But yeah, Pinon's down by 12 points, but has the special points needed to rectify that and the turns with which to do it, so it's going to be a fairly fairly interesting end game here coming up. In the meantime, we've got at least... And AJ's gonna be passing at least once, is my prediction. AJ's gonna be passing at least once because you don't want to be the first to drop the 312 in a situation where your opponent likely has the exact same card and is just gonna perfect overwrite you next turn. And at the same time, they've got the Boros that they can't do anything with, and
I
yeah.
feel like this is quite a surprising play, this sorry, Jet Squelcher right here. Because it doesn't get a special back. And okay, it does get one special back now, but I guess they couldn't have gotten it this way. Yes, okay. Interesting. I didn't expect Stamper nor Wiper, but in this specific instant it was Stamper. We don't really see that many Octo Stamps because when you have the possibility to just play Wiper, why would you choose to play Stamper in the end?
Also, I stand corrected on all fronts. Not only did AJ not have to pass, he got the Boros out. The Octo Stamp wound up being the perfect card to play there for the last 2 special points, in combination with the Charger adjacent card last round.
Indeed, and that's gonna be game 1 for AJ by quite the margin.
96 to 77. AJ is... Did you see that coming? I didn't see that coming.
My brain just works way too slow in general. Which is a poor excuse, but whatever.
No, I can relate. I can relate. Saturday's I'm in a weird place IRL. Saturday is the one day every week I have to be up early, so my brain's usually about that slow for these for casting these tournaments.
Oh, Gnarly Eddie on this map.
It's totally tubular, dude. Did I do that right? Did I do that impression right?
What? Okay, reminder, there's a clip button. That was quite the clip-worthy moment, but...
Please don't clip that. Did I watch too much Rocket Power in my younger years? Yes, but you don't need to clip that.
Alright, try Stringer on turn 2 in this map. That's quite old-fashioned. I mean, that's the best way I can put it, but this is something that was theorized early on when openers were smaller. And I don't really think it works very well against a Dynamo opener, specifically.
Did they both just play 312s on turn 2? Did we just witness that?
They did. They did. And also that's a nice dapple spot around the Kohotuna tail.
That it is. Maybe that's why he has dapples. He wants the Koho combo.
Is, but like, it is, but it's the 3rd time we're seeing dapples. And so far, the dapple combo has never been used. Alright, they get just the card they use with that C plus F charger. And Pinon must have quite a terrible hand right now. I think. Maybe. I really didn't expect that Nidjud. Maybe, considering that not many cards could have pierced, it would have been better on AJ's side to simply defend? No, I'm being dumb. Well.
There's a defensive Cali coming out from Pinon, getting a little bit of momentum back.
Yes, and that Gnarly Eddie is going to be allowed to be played. Wow.
Yeah, we'll just take the free special from Little Judd in the corner. Oh, there's the dapples.
Yep. I don't really understand why they played Lil Judd now instead of Gnarly. Oh, it makes sense if you consider that Pinon could have played their own Lil Judd if they own one. But,
And if we got a perfect clash like we did in one game last week, that would have been a clip moment. Or better yet, perfect clash on the dapples around that Coho tail. Oh no!
They tried to read, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know.
No, if AJ had gone with the dapples that turn instead of Gnarly Eddie, it would have been a perfect clash.
Well, no, it was not the same dapple. It was dapple and dapple nouveau.
My
So
disappointment
it would
is
not have been.
immeasurable and my commentary is ruined.
Yeah.
We've got 3
10
turns
points
left.
lead
We've got a...
for AJ.
What's the play here? Do we special out the Boros? Do we pass and wait for a better opportunity? Do we special? Do we do a 2-3 cost specials?
I have to think to answer this question. Of course, AJ is gonna answer it in the end, but the problem is if you pass once and then use Splash Mob, you're gonna have one leftover special for after you play your 312. I don't see a better way to optimize
Yeah, I don't
special
think
usage.
there really isn't a good place for that Boros. There might be a better
I
one
don't
in a
know
turn or
what's
two, but... Passing the dapples.
interesting.
Alrighty, now it's time to see if we can find room somewhere for Fry and her forehead.
Most likely simply Splash Mob into yeah,
What is
that's
it,
a perfect
Caster?
splash mob. Yeah, that's a perfect splash mob. That's just gonna be a tie, yes.
We're tied.
So
Both sides have 3 12s to drop, and it's a...
that's a -2 value. I don't remember what special was dropped by Pinon early on.
it was a stamp, I think.
Alright. But something very fortunate for AJ. Wow, what? They did not have another 312. Or did they use both somehow?
AJ has won by 8 points. Is this one a best of 3 as well?
Oh, it is a best of 5.
Okay, Pinon's got a reverse sweep coming up. Here's my prediction that AJ is... I did not see this coming. Were you expecting AJ to take 2 games off Pinon?
I mean, I really think highly of AJ. Oops, we're having bug seats. But I do really think highly of AJ as a player, so not surprised.
This is the
I think
first
they're
I've
just
seen.
that good.
This is the first time I've seen AJ play anything.
Alright, we're gonna see a 17 opener from AJ, so...
As opposed to the 12 opener, which... And already you can tell this is going to be a box seats game.
Already so hard to read. Both players are gonna clash right now. And the clash is won by Pinon, which I think... by AJ, sorry. Which I think makes sense because...
I was gonna say, AJ got one more point and one more special block out of that clash. No, go ahead.
Yeah, but the one advantage that I think is not really talked about with playing a deck on box seats that plays lots of 17 cards to open big is that you can afford your other cards to be a bit smaller, and so to win more clashes after first 2 turns. is already very cramped with 8 turns left. Pinon doesn't have that much. Doesn't have really an ability to keep on comboing special points right now. Wow. Okay, that was interesting. That was an interesting clash. Okay.
It was a partial
and
clash.
That clash was, yeah, and it was won by Pinon, who ended up getting one more point out of it, thanks to the special placements being different. And the players still having the cards to keep on farming, with only 5 turns left. This probably is going to be the start of comboing specials.
Spend the 1 on the Tentatek special to generate 2. These are the sorts of
Giving
plays
your
that,
opponents 1.
if you're me, and you're not really thinking of plays like that, you don't think spending a special to gain a special is a play at all. If you're as inexperienced to this as I am, but that's actually really good. Here we have another clash.
And for the whole game, Pinon, I think, has been leading on points. While AJ has gotten the special advantage. And it's a map where special advantage is hard to cash in, generally. So
by the time you get this deep in the game, there's too many special blocks everywhere.
Indeed. And so I'm pretty confident that Pinon should win this one.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong plenty of times, so
I agree with your assessment there, because it's like AJ's Shiver can't even be played even with a special right now. And otherwise it's like...
Oh, that's a pretty nice spot. It gets a value of 14 out of 16, I believe. But that little Judd was also pretty good.
2 turns remain.
Ouroboros, yeah, no. They're not gonna get a good Ouroboros, most likely. But they should, I think, at least check the value of it.
Yeah.
Very quickly. But maybe they just don't want to spend the time to try and find it. Sorry.
Trying to find the perfect ink vac, and it's not going quite as well as we could have hoped.
We have been seeing quite a bit of ink vac compared to other specials on this map. Wow, it's closer than I would have expected, but Pinon played instantly, which makes me think they have a very good play up their sleeve, which probably is 312.
Yeah, in fact, 312.
Everyone.
The perfect
Everyone
override.
uses ink vac.
The perfect override on the ink vac. There's Pinon.
Special overriding. Yep. Special overriding has become more and more of an important thing. I don't think we've seen that many people really think about it currently. I mean, I guess... Okay, I'm technically incorrect because we saw a very good example of it last week, if people remember, on Square Squared, on the match Liovin against Jack, where Jack completely mixed it up by playing themselves Killer Whale to overwrite the one of their opponent. So I guess that's one counter example to what I was saying.
Yeah, we're going to a game 4. And I believe they're taking a bit of a brief intermission to redo some decks and stuff. I wonder what the map was they picked that prompted the deck reconstruction.
They did not seem in the game to change their deck. Simply, they went out of the game to take their time for the pick and ban, most likely. And it is X marks the garden. One map that many things could be said about, I guess.
Yep.
We, of course, see a Horrorboros opener, which is just the best opener in so many maps, and definitely top 3 after both Dynamos, I'd say, like, on this one.
Yep. You have any idea how many dynamo mirrors I've seen on turn 1 on this map? It's just the perfect wall off.
And we see a captain coming from Pinon, a card that has fallen off on this map, thanks to Horrorboros again. And it's a tough situation right now for Pinon. They must win this game. Yeah, I think they're gonna play middle, yes. Playing middle here makes a lot of sense because the side of the arena, of the map, sorry, was only accessible slowly by their opponent. Or maybe, I guess, some cards could have accessed it fast, but you have to take risks if you are in a worse position. And they did take the risk of not playing right to contest, and it paid off.
I'm wondering what the play is here with a gnarly Eddie over Fry on the left for AJ.
Oh, Pinon not playing to the right side of the map. I guess they don't have any good thing, but maybe I'm conflicted.
I'm also conflicted. I'm very confused by this Dapple's play, and Pinon passes on.
It's a farming. I mean, it's a combo play. They have combos, but once again, many small pieces in the combo. It's a slow combo. I don't really like it, but they have the space, and their opponent doesn't have anything to special early with. So it's working for now. And Pinon doesn't really have any ideas right now, I believe.
Either that, or he's just waiting to draw the rest of his base combos.
Gonna 3-12 early on. They do not like to improvise, it seems like.
Not a whole lot of good options for that.
Yes. Okay. Pinon finding their combo finally. But yeah, now that AJ is taking the right part of the map, I guess AJ could lose their draws and end up without. Wow.
Yeah, well, so much for AJ's base now.
Yeah.
If there's any time to draw
Still
a trash stringer, that was it.
Yeah. But that was a bit of a desperation play because they are still down 10 points and down 3 special points.
Edge is desperately trying to find something with that screen, and it's just not happening.
Yes, one issue with their current position is that they do not have any amazing special setups. And they don't really have a good way to pass. I don't know what their last card was. Maybe they were counting on it. But Pinon's not gonna be able to 3-12, maybe. No, they are gonna be able to 3-12, I think. Okay, no, they are not.
Nope.
Because Pinon could have gotten a ballpoint splatling to get a few special points for their last turn, but they did not. If they had, it would have been tied into the last turn. But yes, they get it one turn too late.
That's just how the luck of the draw goes sometimes. GG's to AJ, defeating Pinon 3-1 in a series of fairly convincing This one was a victory by 23 points. That's pretty decisive.
Yes. Yeah. If this map goes wrong, it can go very wrong, certainly.